This is Artful Discourse, your weekly escape into the vibrant world of creativity, culture, and intellectual exploration. I'm your host, Benjamin Kirk, and I invite you to join me on a journey through the rich tapestry of human thought and the beating heart of artistic expression at Fresno State's College of Arts and Humanities. Welcome, everybody. Come on in, have a seat. Today we are talking about Arts in Motion, our celebration of student excellence, happening Friday, April 19th. And that's going to kick off our Arts and Humanities Showcase, which goes from Friday, April 19th to Saturday, April 27th, and culminates with a spectacular concert, the Carmina Burana concert, that's going to feature tons of instruments, full orchestra, 2 grand pianos, singers, choirs, soloists. It's going to be an amazing experience and something you're not going to want to miss. So be sure to go to our calendar.fresnostate.edu, and find out more. And you can find out all of the showcase events at fresnostatecah.com and just click on 2024 Showcase up in the menu. Now, today we have a special program for you. We're going to be talking to our students of distinction. Now, these are the top students from each department in the College of Arts and Humanities. The College of Arts and Humanities has 9 departments and the Armenian Studies program. The departments themselves each put forward 1 undergraduate student, and if the department has a master's program, they also put forward 1 graduate student. Now, each of these students in the undergraduate and the graduate category are then nominees for our Dean's Medalist. And our Dean's Medalist is presented at the Arts in Motion Festival, along with all of the students of distinction. But that's when everybody gets to know who the Dean's Medalist is for the college. And again, that's April 19th in the concert hall at 4 p.m. It is free and open to the public, and you're welcome to come out and join us. Of the 16 students of distinction, I was able to talk to 15 of them. So we have 15 student interviews, and over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be playing these interviews for you leading up to the Arts in Motion event so that you'll be familiar with our amazing students, what they've accomplished during their time at Fresno State, and what they're looking forward to in their future. So without further ado, I'd like to start off with undergrad art history major Grace Morrow.
What I love about art is that you can really read into a culture, a political movement, a religious movement through the art that was created, and you can get to know these cultures on a deeper, more intrinsic level. And I think that's so powerful because it really does transcend time, like I said, and it is just a fascinating facet of human nature to be able to look at who were these people, what were they doing at that time, and even now in modern times, what is it creating for you? What is the hidden meaning behind your work? Let me see who you are through your work. I'm Grace Morrow, and my major is art history. So I actually am from Fresno, and I was homeschooled my entire life, so starting from preschool all the way to senior year. And I started at Fresno City College, as many college-age students do, and then I transferred to Fresno State in the fall of, I believe it was 2022. I didn't want to go to college. When I finally did, I was at Fresno City College for 6 years because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know what the major is that I wanted to pursue. So the fact that I'm here and I'm almost done is a huge accomplishment for me. Like I'm so giddy and happy about that. So I actually plan to enter the master's program here for art history, and I would like to focus my research on the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, looking at it from a feminist perspective and how these female artists who were muses during this movement, looking more into who they are and why they've been put on the back burner as opposed to their male counterparts. And I actually want to be a professor of art history, either here on campus or at Fresno City College. And I want to continue working with the Extending the Class program and really reach students. That's my whole thing, is I want to help college students. I want to speak life into them and to show them that their dreams and aspirations matter. And I want to be able to give them those resources to be successful and to show hey, I'm in your corner, I'm backing you. When I transferred here, the first day I was in My first class was in the Conley 101, and I sent a picture of it to my mom, and she told me, that's the room me and your dad met in. And it was kind of this crazy thing that, 20-something years later, I'm in the same room that my parents met in. So that was also a fun memory. I actually am the current president of the Art History Club here on campus. So we aim to bring both artists and art historians to come together to discuss art as a community. And then I also work with the Extending the Class program at Fresno City College, and we are a academic support program that helps students who are traditionally enrolled in high fail rate classes, and we provide them the support that they need to be successful in the classroom. Yeah, so I was actually blessed being a Lund Foundation Scholar, and I was given this award to go study abroad with the London program this past winter here at State. It was the first time traveling abroad, so a little nerve-wracking. It was a 10-hour flight, but worth it, 1,000%, worth the jet lag, worth everything. And so I got to immerse myself in art and the London culture, and it was such an incredible, life-changing experience for me to be a part of. So the Lund Foundation Scholarship, I also received a couple from the General Scholarship. I believe it was the Martha Hagen Scholarship. I'm somebody who works full-time, my husband works full-time, we live paycheck to paycheck, paying for tuition is super stressful, so having that financial backing to be able to go to school and not stress so much about buying materials or work or paying for tuition has been amazing and everything. Thanks to the whole Department of Art, Design, and Art History for nominating me. It's a huge honor. I do not take it lightly. Thank you to our amazing dean as well for her time and her passion for the arts and humanities. And thanks for you for this interview and for everyone else who has poured life into me. I appreciate and love you all.
And that was our undergraduate art, design, and art history student of distinction, Grace Morrow, and she is one of our contenders for a Dean's Medal in the College of Arts and Humanities. Up next from the Department of Communication is Bianca Palma. She is majoring in communication, and she is the undergraduate student of distinction for the department.
I love everything about communication. I especially love the professors. They're all so great. Every single one of my professors has been amazing and such a proponent of their students succeeding. I've learned so much in the discipline in all different areas, and I feel like the amount of classes and the variety of topics that the classes cover in communication is very important and useful to any application in a future career and life. I'm Bianca Palma, and my major is communication. I'm from Fresno, California, born and raised. I've never even moved houses, actually, fun fact, and I attended Edison High School. My plans are to find a job as a marketing communication specialist and to look into law school. I am currently looking into San Joaquin College of Law. I was inspired by my dad, who works in law enforcement, and he always talked about a job in the courts and being an attorney, and that really inspired me to want to follow in that path and look into it. Here at Fresno State, I am heavily involved in student involvement. Specifically, I work as a social media manager and student event coordinator with Spotlight Events, a programming board within student involvement. So there we plan events and I organize our campaigns, take our photos and everything like that to promote our events and make sure that we get the word out there that what we do is for our students and all Fresno State students are welcome to our services. I am really proud of scaling our followers at Spotlight Events by 40%. So when I started, we did our thing on social media, but we weren't getting the numbers we'd like. We averaged about 50 students at each one of our events. And since becoming our marketing manager, we've been able to increase our followers by 40%, and now we average at least 100 students at all of our events. And the most students we've seen at an event was 600 at an event called Carnival of Nightmares, which was probably the point when I realized how powerful our marketing and promotion had become. I am also very interested in volunteering, so I like volunteering for Peach Blossom, for example, every year. I also volunteer with Vintage Days. I was on the homecoming committee for 2 years, where we got to celebrate in the traditions of Fresno State, basically, and promote Bulldog spirit, which was also really fun. I've received a Silver Linings Award with Dog Days for my optimism through our work in the summer. I've also received a Student Leadership Award from Dr. Willis for my work in the Division of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. If I had to choose one memory that was my favorite here at Fresno State, it was when President Jimenez Sandoval tried to teach me how to dance cumbia. He's amazing. He did a great job and I did not. My mind completely went blank. The nerves got the best of me and I felt like I had 2 left feet. But it was an honor to still be taught by him, and it was really nice to see the playful side of him. I'd like to thank my parents first and foremost for guiding me in my college journey and always supporting me. And I'd also like to thank my sister, who's also an alumni, and without her, she's my older sister, so she graduated already. Without her, I don't think I would have navigated college the same way as I did. She always remained positive and always supported me no matter what. So she's very special in my journey. And I also want to thank everyone I work with in the Student Involvement Office, like Anissa Garza, my boss, who again always supports me, my coworkers, Jasmine, Yesenia, and Mia, and Tamarie, and everyone around me, and of course, all of my fabulous professors who I have absolutely no complaints about, and they're all so great. So I am just grateful for my overall experience here at Fresno State.
And that was Bianca Palma. She is the Student of Distinction for the Department of Communication and Gumbia expert, no doubt, after her lesson with President Saúl Jiménez Sandoval. Next up, we have Natalie Vasquez. Now, she is an English major with an emphasis in literature and with a minor in Chicanx and Latinx studies.
I really love the multitude of perspectives that literature exposes us to as readers. I think that literature is a pathway for people to share their stories with the world. And by studying that, I've really gotten such an enriched idea of kind of just world literature, different perspectives in my community, different perspectives in the educational realm. And I love learning about that. I'm Natalie Vasquez. I'm an English major with a literature emphasis and a minor in Chicanx and Latinx studies. I was born and raised in Fresno. I went to high school here on campus, actually, at University High. And I've been in Fresno State for 3 years and graduating this semester. After graduation, I hope to take a gap year and substitute teach, and then hopefully pursue a master's degree at San Francisco State University. So I've been on either the dean's list or the president's list for every semester that I've been enrolled at Fresno State as a college student. Yeah, so I'm involved in several community organizations. I'm an intern at Siren, which is an immigrant rights organization. I'm a gallery educator, and I've been volunteering at Arte Americas, a cultural arts center downtown since 2022. And I've also volunteered at the West Fresno Family Resource Center, which is a nonprofit in town that helps low-income families get access to health services, food security, that kind of thing. On top of that, I've also volunteered at the No Youth Media as somebody who looks over students' papers, kind of edits their stuff, holds office hours, and that's just a youth journalism program that helps bring youth literacy in areas that they might not get that otherwise. And on top of that, I'm also on the Student Union Board of Directors. I'm in the Diversity and Inclusions Committee. So my committee and I help make the building more accessible to students with diverse needs. And I'm also in the Aztec Dance Club. So I do practice there, and we do a ceremony once a week on Fridays. I I also am in the Chicano Writing Association, so I've published in their journal twice. I'm the first person in my family to go to college, so I'm a first-generation college student. And with that, I guess there came a lot of loneliness and a lot of expectations that I put on myself and that I felt that were put on me by just, teachers, that kind of thing. So I really wanted to be the best I could. And by getting involved in these opportunities and these organizations, I feel that that gives me a pathway to be able to help people that grew up the way I did and who kind of faced some of the struggles that I faced being the first one in my family to go to college. So I really like to focus on marginalized communities, underserved communities, and making sure that the resources and opportunities that they deserve are accessible to them, and that they have the same access to these things as other people from other backgrounds do. My favorite memory from my time at Fresno State was definitely reading at the Chicanx Writers Journal launch last semester. I was able to read 2 of my poems that were published in that journal, and it was really an opportunity to share my voice and to share my stories with my community. I'm most proud of turning the source book for writing teachers for the English program into a website. So previously it was a 336-page document in Word, and it was a little bit unreadable and not quite so easy to navigate, but with the help of my supervisor, Dr. Crisco, I was able to turn that into a website that's much more user-friendly, accessible, readable for the teachers who are teaching those writing classes. I'd like to thank my family first and foremost. My family is a big support for me, and they're the ones who have sit there and listened to every essay I've written and proofread all of my papers. They've also supported me, and I just really want to thank them for being there for me. I'd also like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Crisco, for nominating me for this award and for mentoring me in this way, and my advisor as well, Dr. Rodriguez Estacio. He has been a great support for me in my time at Fresno State, and he's really just kind of helped me through my classes and through my plans for the future. Lastly, I'd like to recognize or thank my partner. He's also been a big support for me, and he sits there and listens to all of my rambles and everything that gets me to where my writing goes. So thank you.
Now that was Natalie Vasquez, and she is the student of distinction for the Department of English. And wow, just an amazing amount of work in the community, amazing amount of work on campus. And so we're just honored that she is part of our Arts in Motion event on April 19th. Up next, we have Jennifer-Juliette Marissa Riojas. She is an MCJ major. That's the Department of Media, Communications, and Journalism. They go by MCJ, and her focus is in filmmaking. She wants to become a filmmaker, and just, again, a really touching story with how films have impacted her life and how she looks to give back.
Film is really what saved me and my family. We went through a difficult time when I was little, and my mom had divorced my biological father when I was around, right before I was born. And we moved back in with my grandparents, and after we lived with them for some time, about 5 years, my mom was able to get us a place on our own, and how we passed time was just watching movies. And we had all gone through a really hard time, and so movies is how we passed time, but also how we spent time together. And we had this small movie collection, and we would watch the same movies over and over and over again, but it didn't matter because it's what made us happy. We would watch Jurassic Park, Halloween, Alien on a loop. And I know the feeling that I got when I watched films then, and the feeling I still get now, and the feeling that I get making them. And I really want to make that connection and hopefully help somebody else who may be going through a hard time, or just to purely just be an escape and to build happiness in somebody. I'm Jennifer-Juliette Marissa Riojas, and my major is MCJ, Film and Media Arts. So I'm from here, born and raised in Fresno, California, and I actually live now in Clovis, California, and I attended high school at Clovis High School. I graduated from Clovis High School in 2020, and then came to Fresno State the fall semester of 2020. I was sitting in the library when I got the email that my professor wanted to nominate me, and I was over the moon. I was so excited. He was like, it was Jess Thurkelson, my film professor, and he was like, can I nominate you for the Dean's Medalist Award? I'm like, of course, who would say no to that? Like, what an honor. And then like a following couple of weeks, he was like, congratulations, you got the nomination. And I was like, oh my gosh. I ran out of my room, I went and told my mom, and we were just jumping with joy. So following graduation in the next year, or so, I'm hoping to move to Los Angeles to pursue my film career. And short-term goals, though, is to build my my filmmaking portfolio and do some freelance work here in town. In my short films, I focus on LGBT community. And last semester, I made a short film called Dine and Dash. It's about two friends who go to a restaurant and they both think the waiter's flirting with them, and turns out he's married. And so, but it's about friendship, really, and just like, it's a story based off of me and my best friend. My favorite memory is from last semester, and I made my first short film in MCJ 117. It's narrative filmmaking with Aaron Schulke, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. Just to realize that my peers and my professors support me, they believe in me, and that they want me to succeed was such a humbling experience. And also, production was just so much fun. There's nothing like being on set, and although it can be so stressful, but honestly, like when you get to post-production and you start to see your film come together, it's just like, it's that excitement all over again of like, yes, I want to do this. I want to keep doing this. First of all, I want to thank my mom. She's been my rock throughout my entire life, and she's always believed in me. She's my other half. And then next, I want to thank my best friend, Kyle. He has selflessly devoted himself to my dreams and has continuously helped me with my projects and showed not only his interest, but his support, both my mom and my best friend. And those were the two really that got me through all of this. And of course, I want to thank my sister. She's a Fresno State alumni, and when she graduated, I was coming in as a freshman, and she kind of showed me the ropes of registration and all these things that didn't make sense at the time, but she really helped me out. And all my siblings, my sister Ashley and my brother Marcus, just being there for support and being interested in what I do. And then lastly, I want to thank my grandfather, John, who just recently, he passed away last spring. And he was a big film lover as well. I'm just very honored to be here for this experience and to be proudly representing the MCJ department.
And what a good job she does at proudly representing the MCJ department. That's the Department of Media, Communications, and Journalism. And again, that was Jennifer-Juliette Marissa Riojas, upcoming filmmaker. Now, that is all the interviews we have for today. You're going to want to come back next week. We're going to have 4 more. Again, we have 15 total, so we're going to be playing these over the next 3 or I guess 4 weeks up until the Arts in Motion event, which is Friday, April 19th. Again, these are our students of distinction. The students of distinction are the top students from each of our departments in the College of Arts and Humanities. 1 from undergrad and 1 from graduate will go on to receive the Dean's Medal. And those students are introduced, the Dean's Medalists are introduced at our Arts in Motion event. The Dean's Medalists then go on from there to possibly win a President's Medal, which is the top award of the university can give. Now, let's talk really quick about the Arts in Motion. That kicks off our Arts and Humanities Showcase, which is a week-long showcase of events within the arts and humanities. And we really try to showcase each department in these events. So on Saturday, April 20th, we're going to have 2 shows of Nice and Slow. Now, this is presented by the theater department and specifically the Theater for Young Audiences. So this is the Department of Theater and Dance. Saturday, April 20th, Nice and Slow. Then on Monday, April 22nd, we have an author reading with Pulitzer Prize-winning poet and author Dr. Peter Balakian. Now, this is presented by the Armenian Studies program in the Fresno State College of Arts and Humanities. Then on Wednesday, April 24th, we have the Young Writers Conference with keynote speaker Navdev Singh Dhillon. And that is presented by the Department of English. It's going to be at 9 a.m. It is free and open to the public, and it is part of the Young Writers Conference. Next, we have the MCJ screening. That's the Department of Media, Communication, and Journalism. They're going to hold a screening where students are going to present their films, their newscasts, their news stories, just all of the products that they've been working on over the semester. And that's at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, April 24th. And it's inside this TV studio, which is Speech Arts 172. And I don't know if a lot of people really realize we have a full TV studio here in Fresno State, and our students present a weekly newscast. All right, then on Thursday, April 25th, the Department of Philosophy is going to present Voicing Ideas at 3:30 p.m. in Kremen Education, room number 172. Then the Barking Bulldogs, Friday, April 26th at 4 p.m., also in Kremen 172. Then, of course, on Friday, April 26th and 27th, we have Carmina Burana, and this is our culminating event. This is a huge event, and that's presented by the Department of Music and also the Department of Modern and Classical Languages and Literatures, who worked on the translation for that, and they'll have the translation of the singers up on the screen. And speaking of that, the Department of Modern Classic Languages and Literatures, also known as the MCLL department, will also have a exhibition inside the Fresno State Library. It's going to be across from Starbucks during library hours, and that's going to have the manuscript exhibition of the Carmina Burana. And also, for the full week of during the showcase, we'll have the Senior Graphic Design Show. This show every year kind of blows everybody away. And this is the show that industry professionals come to. They see the top work that our students are doing, and they hire a lot of our students who go straight out of our art department and into graphic design jobs all around the valley and all around the state, all around the country. And that's Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. or from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. And then we'll have a few nights that we're open as well. And that's what we have for this week. So stay tuned next week for more student interviews, our students of distinction, as we go through and we meet almost all of them. One person opted out, but everybody else we're going to meet. You're going to have an opportunity to meet, you see, and then you can go to the Arts in Motion event and watch and see which one of these great students becomes the Dean's Medalist for the College of Arts and Humanities. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Artful Discourse is a production of the College of Arts and Humanities at California State University, Fresno. The Dean is Dr. Honora Chapman, and the Associate Dean is Dr. Sergio Laporta. This program is written, directed, and produced by me, Benjamin Kirk, the college's communication specialist. The theme song for Artful Discourse is Maiden Voyage by Fresno State music professor Benjamin Boone from his album, Joy. More information about his music can be found at benjaminboone.com. Special thanks to KFSR and FSR Underground General Manager Julie Lindahl for making this show possible. You can learn more about the College of Arts and Humanities and find an archive of our shows at our website, cah.fresnostate.edu, or on our blog, fresnostatecah.com.